So I haven't done one of these in a long time. I think I haven't done these since last year. One of these since last year. This is called what would they listen to? This is a segment where I talk about a group of characters from one show, and I kind of theorize from their characteristic, what would they listen to on their off time? Who would be on their playlist, basically? And as you can see right here, I was already in a Wander over Yonder mood with the previous video, so I decided, what the hell? Let's talk about this one. Let's talk about Wander over Yonder as our main focus. So yeah, let's kick things off with Wander, of course. Wander first and foremost. What would Wander be listening to? What artists and musicians would he listen to? I would imagine something like bluegrass and country and just a lot of feel-good music. Like, I would not be surprised if I went on, if he had an iPod, I'd go on there and find Man of Constant Sorrow on there, and him just kind of strumming along with it. I also kind of picture Wander as a Clearwater Cadence revival. I would not be surprised if he had Rollin' on the River on there, or... No, that was I want to say that was Foghat, but I'm wrong. No, but he would have Foghat on there. He'd have, also, I kind of imagine Wander would have a lot of, 60s and 70s rock on there. He would definitely be, again, Clearwater Cadence revival. He'd listen to Foghat. I think he'd even listen to... Yeah, I think I'd be bold enough to say he'd be listening to... This isn't, 70s rock or anything, but as a wild card, I'm pretty sure he'd have some Oingo Boingo on and Frank Zappa on his playlist. Yeah, Wander would strike me as a guy who would I know his main thing would be bluegrass and a lot of feel good music and a lot of country country songs and a few things here and there. But I think he'd have some Oingo Boingo and Frank Zappa as well. I think if he's in one of those moods, he would be rocking out to some of that. Oh man. But what else? Part of me again, a lot of southern rock and southern music. Again, a lot of bluegrass. Maybe some Skinner, maybe some Allman Brothers. Oh God. Wander would so be a fan of the Grateful Dead. He would so be a Grateful Dead fan. It's not even funny. I'm pretty sure he would be just sitting back and watching and listening to "I Will Get By" from the Grateful Dead. So I think he would be in that. I think he'd be listening to them. Moving on to Sylvia. What would Sylvia be listening to? Sylvia would be an interesting pick. For her, I think she'd be listening to... man, this is a tough one. Public Enemy. She'd probably listen to Public Enemy. Maybe not NWA, but maybe some pop and funk, 70s funk, and some 80s style rap. Something like that. She just seems like she would just be listening to a lot of groovy music. Just a lot, not because she sounds like a black woman, not because of that, but she's just how she carries herself, and she's even as I remember in one episode, she noted that she liked kind of funky, music with a little funk in it. So I kind of pictured she'd be listening to something along the lines of Kool and the Gang and Carl Carlson, Rick James, bitch, some Rick James, bitch. And oh man, Earth, Wind, and Fire would be on there. Salt and Pepper. And for I think a few other things she'd be listening to is when she wants to go a little harder because girl knows how to fight. I think Sylvia would probably rock out to, I'd say, Kiss and a few other 70s 80s rock groups. Maybe not something as hard as Metallica, but maybe something as strong as The Who, The Who or the Beatles or something. Wander would also be a fan of the Beatles too, yeah. Going back, yeah, Wander would probably be a fan of the Beatles as well in this little musical repertoire. But those are just a few things I would imagine Sylvia would be listening to. So let's move on now to Commander Peepers. Commander Peepers, oh man. I don't think the dude would be listening to anything. Really, I don't. The only thing Commander Peepers would be listening to, if he had any playlist, would be self-help tapes. Because if you're working for an idiot like Hater, constantly, then you're going to need some self-help tapes, or the alternative is go into the office one day with an automatic rifle and play Duck, Duck, Goose. That is how I see it with Peepers, is that it's either listen to those tapes and calm his nerves, or someone's going to have a bad day at the office. You know? He's just going to walk in there like like with a blaster rifle, like something like an EC-11 from the Stormtrooper issued rifles, and just start just being like Duck, Duck, Goose, Duck, Duck, Goose. Oh man, that'd be a bloodbath. So he probably would be have any time to listen. Well, the only music I would imagine Peepers would be listening to is like smooth jazz to calm his nerves after working with Hader all day. Speaking of which, let's list off what Hader would be listening to. Hader strikes me as a guy who's like he acts so fucking tough, but on the inside he's really just, you know. He's got like Aqua on his playlist. He's got Weird Al on his playlist, which is actually funny because there actually was a character on there who was voiced by Weird Al Yankovic. So yeah, he also strikes me as like a closet They Might Be Giants fan. That's going back to Wander. He'd also probably be listening to They Might Be Giants. Like a lot, he just if he would just project himself as like this hard rock kind of guy, but really I would just imagine him listening to singing, "Come on Barbie, let's go party. I'm a Barbie girl. Shut the door." Oh man, but that's how I kind of imagine Hader, especially after the past few episodes we've seen. Oh man, and we come to it at last. What would be on Dominator's playlist? Oh boy, guys. Oh man, what wouldn't be on Dominator's playlist? Dominator, first and foremost, that woman would be listening to Hollywood Undead like there's no tomorrow. Like I just kind of imagine her like in her room or just flying her ship and just screaming, "Ah, Dad!" and just being like, "Oh, Dad!" Just going through the planets or just smashing shit, or even playing Everywhere I Go. Just being like, "Everywhere I go, bitches always know the Dominator's got it." I don't know. I had it like something in my head and it all just kind of went to shit. So, yeah, but no, she looks like she'd be a, you know, Hollywood Undead fan right out the gate. Slipknot, Metallica. Everything with a fast pace and, you know, a shredding guitar, that's going to be on Dominator's playlist. Again, Hollywood Undead, Slipknot, Heaven Shall Burn, Metallica, Anthrax. She'd probably be a big fan of a lot of 80s, 90s thrash metal. And like Iced Earth would be on there, Blind Guardian would be on there, fucking Amon Amarth would be on that playlist. Hammerfall, fucking, man, just like anything I said before that has a like strong guitar riff and a power, you know, with a lot of power chords, fast pace, and a lot of anger. That's what Dominator's going to be playing while she's wrecking your day. So that's how I kind of see it. I'd have gone with more characters like Emperor. Oh yeah, let's talk about Emperor Awesome real quick. What would be on Emperor Awesome's playlist? Probably the theme of Jersey Shore first and foremost. Let's not even dick around the bush there. Kind of imagine him listening to a lot of like dude rock or something that he thinks is like all hard as shit, but really not. A lot of like those kind of bands. Like he'd be a dude. Motherfucker's a Nickelback fan. Emperor Awesome is a he screams Nickelback fan. So, I mean, if you like Nickelback, that's totally fine. More power to you. But, man, yeah. He just seems like he like the deepest song ever would be Photograph. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of which, he also seems like a guy who would, you know, who would be listening to a lot of like, I don't know a lot of current rappers. Lil Wayne, maybe Tyga, The Weeknd. What else would be on his playlist? Yeah, Lil Wayne, maybe Soulja Boy. Ghostface Killa, something, people like that would be on Emperor Awesome's playlist. But yeah, Eminem. Although I would imagine Eminem would also be on Lord Dominator's playlist as well. I also kind of imagine that. No, I lost my train of thought. Sorry. Anyway, so there you go, guys. So you guys tell me, what kind of music would each of the characters from Wander Over Yonder play? Just comment below, let me know, and once again, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.